Hello everyone and welcome to Sunburned Albino ranks the top 18 multiplayer specialist abilities in Black Ops 3. As with any video that follows this sort of protocol, you as the viewer are bound to have your disagreements, which you are always free to vent in the comments section below in the least civilized way you can possibly attempt. All specialists and their abilities are unlocked from the start in local multiplayer, which is where I tested the ones I hadn't yet gotten online. Let's begin! Number 18, Battery's Kinetic Armor. First off, let me just say that a woman having battery as a call sign is kind of like having a Mexican specialist named Deportation, hashtag Trump 2016. That aside, kinetic armor is terrible, and the worst ability, though not by far. It's supposed to deflect bullets that aren't fired at your head or are explosives. What it doesn't mention in the description is that it only works on the first 2 bullets in the enemy's clip. The rest will pierce all of your vital organs in a rapid fashion, and you'll look real stupid dead. Kinetic armor is the only ability so bad that I think it might just not work, but at least props to you for not using the goddamn war machine. Number 17, Firebreaks Heatwave. The description of Heatwave reads, emit a massive heat blast that stuns enemies and destroys hostile equipment. If that sounds lame to you, replace the word massive with the word tiny and you'll have a more accurate assessment of the ability. The Heatwave can't travel through even the thinnest of walls, and the enemies are stunned for less than 2 seconds, during which time they could still blow your head off if you happen to be in their line of sight. The best use of Heatwave I can think of is to destroy a hostile sentry gun, and then quickly get murdered by anyone around it because you're just a man and your ability sucks. Number 16, Nomads Jack. Jack gives you the awesome ability to come back to life quickly after being killed in the same spot you died, so that you may be instantly killed again by the same person. When you die with Jack, you give off a small cloud of smoke that obscures nothing, a telltale sign that you're about to respawn. You're not fooling anyone. You can't respawn at all if you were killed by a specialist weapon, a clause that makes no actual sense. It's like you pre-nerfed the already third worst ability in this game. Sure, maybe if the guy who killed you has other people to deal with in the moment, you might have a chance to catch him off guard. But more likely, your teammates will finish the job for you, and you'll have only succeeded in saving yourself about 3 seconds of running from a spawn point. Number 15, Seraph's Combat Focus. Combat Focus doubles all score you earn while it's active. Could be useful to pop right before you complete certain score-earning objectives, like capturing a flag for that last bump towards a powerful score streak. Other than that, you've got not much functionality here. It gives no advantage of any kind in an actual firefight, so you must rely on your own skills to gauge whether or not it's worth using before you start shooting. It's simply nothing flashy. I can see it being a favorite of COD purists with high skill levels who hate the idea of specialists in the first place, but you're not playing this game. You're still stuck in Modern Warfare 2's ass. Number 14, Prophet's Glitch. Glitch allows you to teleport back to a nearby previous location in order to get out of a jam or escape an ambush. The problem is there's a glowing aura that leads enemies to exactly where you landed. Yes, indeed it does give you another shot to catch your foes off guard, but anyone who sees Glitch activate knows what to expect. You'll have either run off completely or be laying in wait in an obvious position around a corner, which will make you grenade fodder before you even see your previous ambushers. The fact that Glitch can't be used after death means you gotta go into a room expecting an ambush, with your fingers primed on the L1 and R1 buttons, which begs the question of why even go in there if your only option based on your finger placement is to teleport out. If you try to shoot the place up, you'll either succeed and not need Glitch, or be dead before you realize the odds are against you and not need Glitch. Number 13, Spectre's Active Camo. Becoming nearly invisible sounds cool, but becoming actually invisible would probably be cooler. Active Camo turns you into a transparent yet still totally seeable version of yourself for the hefty duration of 3 seconds, a perfect ability to use when you want to fail to slip by an enemy and get gunned down in the process. An ability what's fair as this middling should not have the super long charge-up time that it does. Predator from the movies laughs in your face, while Predator from Mortal Kombat X sympathizes. Number 12, Ruin's Overdrive. Gotta go fast! Overdrive gives you a temporary boost of speed, which can let you breeze past enemies and become difficult to target. Being faster is definitely desirable, just not in place of all the way better abilities. Number 11, Spectre's Ripper. The Ripper is a melee blade that allows for extended melee lunge attacks. These attacks can be chained to multiple enemies one after the other if they're all in range. The cool thing about the Ripper is that you're not just holding a sword in your hand that replaces your gun, it just replaces your melee and you can still shoot while the Ripper's active. Finally makes those surprise enemy instant melee instincts I've been trying to forget for this game actually viable, plus it charges up really fast. But of course, being a sword means long-range engagements are unaffected. Number 10, Reaper's Psychosis. Psychosis spawns 3 glowing decoy clones of you that run forward and distract enemies. That by itself would be kind of unhelpful, since the clones look distinctive, and thus nobody would be fooled by them, but activating Psychosis also turns you into a clone, so the only way an enemy could pick you out is by telltale movements you could easily avoid. The clones can be killed as easily as a player, and don't actually damage other people, so you want to travel a bit behind them and mop up your busy opponents. Number 9. Nomads Hive. You can think of Hive as basically firing claymores that can attach to walls, which means you can also think of it as fucking annoying. These dormant proximity-triggered mines last as long as the shooter of them remains alive, and I see a lot of people firing random projectiles far into the air and then just retreating to some back corner waiting for them all to detonate. These people are called assholes. There's a small delay between when the mines are fired and when they can actually detonate, so thank God it's not a noob tube scenario like something else that will be revealed on this list shortly. Number 8. Ruins Gravity Spikes. Gravity Spikes is a favorite of some because of its anti-camping properties. It creates an explosive shockwave that destroys anything within shotgun range on either side of you. Walk into a room where you know there will be corner prostitutes and you can blow them away for free. Be like Jason, kill a whole group of camp counselors. Be the ravaging bear that all campsites fear. Is this a shitty horror movie? Because it feels a little campy to me. Gravity Spikes, go! So I applaud its symbolism, but it's usually only good for one kill besides special circumstances, and there are more effective abilities out there. Number 7. Outriders Vision Pulse. The clear favorite of people just starting the game, Vision Pulse lets you ping enemies in a mid-range radius around yourself, even through walls, so that you can see them in real time and get easy jumps on them. If this ability had a drawback, it would be how close you have to get to a dangerous situation in order to ping the most enemies and prepare for where they're at. But once an enemy's tagged, he simply doesn't stand a chance against an engagement with you because he can't possibly be as aware of your position as you are of his. A tagged enemy will disappear after a few seconds, and enemies can see the location of where the use of your ability originated on their minimap, but there's plenty of ways for you to take advantage of the situation. Number 6. Firebreaks Purifier. The Purifier lasts a good long while if you're not eating up way more ammunition than you need to be. This flamethrower will kill an enemy with the shortest of taps of the trigger, eventually by burn damage at least. You'll probably want to turn the hose up a little harder for an insta-kill though. If you blanket a whole room full of guys in fire, they might manage to kill you, but they'll all still burn to death shortly thereafter. Pyromaniacs give it a 10 out of 10. Number 5. Prophet's Tempest. The Tempest requires a slight charge-up time before it floods your chosen opponent with electricity that can chain to nearby enemies. It can be easily hip-fired and is great for destroying tightly knit groups. The dudes will stand there being electrocuted for like a full 5 seconds, just to help catch any unsuspecting enemies that might roll up on the scene nearby and get jumper cabled themselves. It's a solid weapon. Number 4. Battery's War Machine. Fucking noob tubes. I refuse to put this ability better on the list because I hate everything it stands for. It shoots grenades that split into smaller grenades that detonate on impact, or eventually. It's like 3 smaller noob tubes inside of a big noob tube. It's great for pissing the other team off and making you feel like you have a larger than average penis, but you don't. You don't. Number 3. Seraph's Annihilator. A one-shot kill at any range revolver? Yes, I want that. That's what the Annihilator gives you, though with an unwanted condition of bad hipfire and below average accuracy. But this thing is positively deadly, and the fact that you get to play as a hot badass Asian chick while you wield it is just icing on the oriental cake, which when used as an adjective instead of a noun is not racist. Number 2. Outriders Sparrow. This is technically my favorite specialist ability, but even though I love it so much, I had to recognize that it's only very slightly below number 1. Nothing makes you feel cooler than sprinting around gung-ho with your bow fully drawn and skewering the fuck out of people who then turn into mush. The Sparrow is incredibly ammo efficient and gives you a long time to use it, provided effectively. If you don't miss, you'll be getting a minimum of 4 or 5 kills, and the accuracy of the bow is to die for, along with being quick enough that nobody can kill you before you get your shot off if it was fully drawn already. To top it off, this ability is unlocked right out of the gate for online, so you can instantly be the bow-hunting badass you knew you were destined for. Number 1. Reaper's Scythe. The Reaper's Scythe is just plain unmatched. Wield an arm-mounted death machine, and as the description states, lay waste to the battlefield. Its gigantic ammo capacity means you can suppress fire anybody, and anyone dumb enough to stick their head out and try to fire some quick shots will get it decimated. It doesn't last quite as long as you want it to, but for me the entire match length wouldn't be enough. The Reaper's Scythe is truly the best specialist ability in Black Ops 3. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, in which case you can like, share, and subscribe if you want, and perhaps I'll see you guys next time.